I'm Eric Bergloff. I'm the Director of the Institute of Global Affairs at the LSE School of Public Policy. We're absolutely delighted to announce our new initiative, the Maryam Forum, a leadership accelerator. Under the rubric From Rulership to Leadership, and together with our partners, the New York Times and Kite Strategies, we want to engage with policymakers and representatives of business and civil society, and of course, our students, the leaders of tomorrow. Ahead of the launch, Nik Gowing and Chris Langdon of Thinking the Unthinkable sat down with our Maryam Forum student leaders to discuss what leadership meant to them. The fact that they will be the leaders of tomorrow should give us some hope.
We wanted to bring together what we can call the next generation, those who are from the generation who are already working in corporates, in government, in public service, and also in NGOs. They've got experience, but they want to improve the way they lead. And they've got some very profound ideas about the way leadership really needs to change fast. And that's what we want to capture.
Leaders should be willing to listen and to seek the voices of the unheard.
The leader needs to be woke. They need to be aware of the social issues and the structural changes that need to happen in their society.
Engaged, representative, responsible.
Inclusion, transparency, trust, and motivation.
I would say the right combination of ambition and pragmatism.
For me, is decentralized and responsible.
A new leader should be inclusive, driven, and responsible.
Be open-minded and welcome other new leaders.
I would say community, transparency, and efficiency.
You now are in a position where you can help mold and shape the way leadership is going to be, how it will move from rulership to leadership. And there's one other key phrase in all of this, creating a leadership accelerator.
The kind of leaders that we want to see or want to be are leaders who understand our own self-biases and the biases within the system.
Even if we are in very different places around the world, there are some common issues we are facing as new generation.
As a new generation coming into leadership, we are a very active group of people.
This is a wonderful new space for new leaders to be in, where we have the opportunity to engage with millions and billions of people, educate people about the problems of our communities, seek allies from other communities, and therefore be part of a much larger international community.
We do not trust that our voice matters. We do not trust that whatever we say or does matters because we just haven't seen it being done before.
How do we hear the voices that are not being heard?
I think it's really important for students' voice to get heard.
Is how we can create a seat at the table for people who are not currently there.
Time is now, we got to think differently. And I think for you, as the young, rather than to say we want our voice to be heard, I think you basically make sure your voice is heard.
It's important to make sure that we have systems in place that allow individuals to understand that no matter how young they are, that they are allowed to and capable of, putting forward ideas and putting forward notions of what they want their world to look like.
Build the rules your way. If you want a real change and you want to emulate change and extend it, downwards, then you must be the change yourself. If you have to act according to certain norms and rules, I think you can make those rules your own, change them for the better.
Any leader that's going to do anything worth looking at has to be willing to engage with people they might not agree with tribes they might not agree with, and it comes with humility.
We need to see a more opening up of minds, and we need to see more opening up of societies.
Not all leaders like to have someone in their cabinet or close to them who tells them that they're wrong. And what we need to say is nobody really has the silver bullet for solutions of all problems.
Trust is probably what's the biggest challenge for leaders today.
One of the solutions which I think is independent media and good leadership in that.
To work with the people you're working with, be it with colleagues, your fellow or leaders from other countries or other corporations when it comes to industrial leaders.
It's the sort of false humility coming from certain rulers. It's the fact that they pretend to listen and pretend to be open to ideas, and in the end don't enact it.
It puts a lot of value on humility, and I think it's key to any sort of real success that you want to achieve as a leader.
Thank you for helping us push the Maryam Foundation in the direction that you want to take it for the forum.